Now, before I'm going to explain something about the awareness of nakedness, the um, the lust aspect of this. So we have the temperature, we have the shame, and we have the lust. Well, I've explained the temperature and the shame, and I think the temperature and the shame are pretty logical, but lust might be a bit counterintuitive. So I'm going to explain something about the very good world, how human beings were in a very good world. So we have zoomed in on the blue area, right? So it's not red, it's blue. It's a very good world. And in Genesis 2, the Bible describes the creation of humans. And then the Lord God formed man, Adam, from the clay of the earth, and he breathed into his face the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And you have to understand that Adam means human, so it can be a name of a man, but you can also say human. So God formed human from the clay of the earth, and human became a living soul. Now, I want to make a case for human being a self reproducing man, so self reproducing male. And why do I think that? Well, in Genesis 2, it continues, it says, "It's not good for the man, for human, to be alone. Let us make a helper for him similar to himself." And then God made helpers for Adam, and I've called them garden helpers because the task of Adam was to attain the garden. Of course, this is not written in the Bible, the garden helpers, I made it up myself. But God made animals, and all the animals came to Adam and he named them. But the Bible goes into the direction that no suitable helper was found for Adam. And then God made Adam sleep, and out of the rib of Adam he created Eve, so female. And I think from that moment on, the seed carrier part of human and the egg carrying part were separated. Okay, so you have a seed carrier and now you have an egg carrier. And the egg carrier, Eve, is the mother of all new life. Okay, so the egg carrier part is going to bring forth new human beings. But it could also go into another direction. It could also have gone into another direction. Maybe a suitable helper was found, right? Uh, you know, there were a lot of animals, and Adam might have said, "Oh wow, all these animals really nice. So you can ride a horse to go somewhere, or maybe you can fly a pterodactyl or another big bird." From an evolutionary perspective, this is of course a ridiculous claim, but from a biblical perspective, when God made all the animals to help Adam. So if you can imagine that the garden might be something as big as Europe, and you were in northern Germany and you have to go to Italy, yeah, well, you might climb on a big bird, and then you may fly to the other side of Europe. Or you might have an ape-like creature, and you call her Lucy, and you say to this ape-like creature that is similar to himself, "Lucy, get me a banana out of the tree." And then Lucy climbs in the tree and comes back with bananas. All right? So they are helpers. And if Adam would have done that, there would have not been a separation. So there would have not been a woman. Adam would have never known something about women. All right? But both of these types of humans are seen by God as very good. But there is something interesting because if you must make a new human being, to make a new human, man and woman must become one flesh. And that is what is written in the Bible. "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh." Because once they were one flesh. Okay, so to make a new human, when you can self-reproduce, you're already one flesh. So that's why you have to be one flesh.